Welcome back, everybody. That's right, it is time. Slayers MMA versus Liquid Huck. Are you guys ready? I am so ready right now. Huck looks ready. MMA looks a little bit shaken, but not too stirred. I think he'll be okay. But we will have to see what's going on right now. First map is going to be, let's take a look at Metalopolis. Should be pretty interesting. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Moletrap and I are so excited.
I am really stoked for this match, Doa.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Look in the middle of the screen there. It kind of says GL, like good luck, sort of. Oh,
and now it just says wah.
Now it's like a crazy. Now it's disappearing.
Wow, the text disappearing.
Whoa, look at that.
Into thin camera slice. Yeah, I am super stoked about this match, especially. You know, I gotta say, I kind of feel bad saying this because I'm kind of a Slayers fan. Part of me wants MMA to get in, but seeing him make those mistakes, thinking Huck has a good chance here. Let's find out. Game 1 on Metalopolis is about to get underway.
Alrighty then, here we have our Red Terran player. Couple mistakes last time. Can he clean it up and get into Code S? He is.
Slayers MMA.
Mixed martial, awesome. APM rising. And here is our blue Protoss player from the North American site team Liquid.net. He is
Liquid Huck.
The only,
Liquid Huck.
if I'm not mistaken, the only non-Korean team to have anyone in Code S.
Yeah, he would be the only foreigner in Code S if he can win this game. But what is this very early probe coming out? Actually, not that early. I don't like
scouting around.
King MMA. Oh.
Huck says I don't like.
He doesn't want him to win, but in real life.
He doesn't like Terrans whose names start with M, apparently.
Thanks to LG Intel and G-Skill for sponsoring the GSL.
That was... Okay, this is interesting. Huck actually scouted cross position first and is now going over to MMA's base on the right. So I feel like he might have some specific strategy in mind here for the fact that sometimes you'll see players, they'll actually have a strategy that they're only going to do if they're cross positions. And,
it's
so
only
close!
Going after the next one. This is the famous Huck probe that everyone talks about. So
he is
deadly.
known for having deadly probe micro. His scouting probe deals more damage than many players achieve in an entire game.
That's very true. Pulling it away just as it's about to start losing hit points. So good. And let me tell you, I played Terran for a long time, and there's nothing more annoying than having a probe like that in your base.
And it gets out alive.
Wow. Great probe micro from Huck early in the game. Very impressive. So, we'll have to see what Huck has planned.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like he has something planned, but it just looks pretty normal thus far.
Looks like he's going to get a Stalker first. He's not producing a Zealot, so that could be a couple things.
Oh, he's actually got a lot of minerals. I think he's going to expand.
I think it's very possible.
He's got 300, almost 400 minerals. There's no other reason why he would have that many minerals unless he was going to. There we go. Nexus gets planted down.
We should mention that on the Korean server right now, the patch is not yet hit. So Warp Gate is still at the old timing. Probe getting taken out there.
Super probe finally dies.
That's actually why we're doing both days of it today, is because the patch is hitting tonight in Korea. They didn't want the patch coming in the middle of the up and down matches just because these are such a big deal for the players involved. So we're doing everything today so everyone can play on the old patch. No one has to adjust. So good decision by
the only people that have to adjust are Nesty and of course his opponent Inca. Anyway, so Huck is chrono boosting out warp gates and getting 2 more gateways up. So this is kind of weird. It's like a 3-gate expand where you get the expand before the gates. Very fast expansion with. It's a little bit risky, but he went in and saw with his probe that there was no gas only a little gas coming in at the time. No major tech, so he knew he was a little bit safe at the beginning. And MMA looks to be
scouting. Oh. And almost taking a lot of unnecessary damage on that Stalker. Needs to be pretty
trying to
careful
bait him out so he can do some damage to the Marines.
Yeah. Warp gates have finished. Now Huck definitely put some pressure on his opponent with 3 gates. I mean, that's still Pretty good, but it looks like for now, MMA is basically just one basing. Is that a tech lab? Okay, I think he's probably going to go with a Marine tank, kind of Raven Banshee style push a little bit later in the game. That's usually when you see that composition of buildings, I guess you could say. That's pretty common. Very effective against Protoss, but here come the Stalkers. Does he have enough with that tank? He's going to be able to defend. And Huck's probably just going to pull back and be a little bit more defensive now.
Yep. He needs to watch out, though. Okay, well, he just took a little bit of damage going on the low ground. Should have taken the high road.
SCV tried to hide in the corner, but it won't work. Stalkers see all.
Yeah, unfortunately hid in the bright light of that lamppost.
Yeah, not the smartest SCV ever, I guess.
And Huck getting a forge and is going to plant down a cannon somewhere. That's kind of interesting.
He's probably going to get a robo pretty soon too. Usually after you expand with 3 gates as Protoss, you do robo after you get the forge.
Well, he
in a lot of cases.
I'm not sure because I think
I was wrong.
Yeah, he's getting cannons in his supply line, so I think that's his just in case of Banshee's defense is to have those cannons.
Yeah, this is kind of the style that TT1 showed us in the World Championships.
Yeah.
When and basically the way he explained it to me when we were all living in the Gom house for that is if you aren't quite sure what your Terran opponent is doing, just get a forge, get a cannon in each mineral line. Keeps you so much safer, gets a lot of things.
Drops as well, yeah.
Yep, and here is that Marine tank Banshee push that I was talking about a little bit earlier.
Yep. It's going to be tough for Huck to hold. He's trying to get some damage done with his Stalkers that are quick first and then fall back. He's going to try and get back there. He's only got 3 gates. The 4th is warping in.
Now,
he may have to pull probes, though. This is a sizable force.
MMA may decide to wait until Siege Mode finishes, try to do some damage with the Banshee in the meantime.
Yeah.
And yeah, Huck's army just not looking very big right now.
Warping in more Zealots.
Yep, he did spend money on cannons that could have been spent on units. That pylon going down very quickly. Huck is now supply block. That is actually terrible.
Yeah, that is actually really bad.
And he's going to go. Guardian Shield going up to MMA is just going to pull back. Very, very smart, making those sentries use some energy. Sieging up now.
Up a little late. Force fields on top of him. Zealots going to work. Stalkers going in are trying to pick off those tanks. He does pick off all the tanks and falls back.
Very, very good decision by Huck there. Just taking the tanks out, pulling back, waiting to warp in some more units. He can. That's so many Marines to deal with, though. He needs to warp in some Zealots and sentries. He does have some right there.
Chrono boosting his warp gates to get them to cool down so you can warp in more units, and there they go.
Now, I feel like Huck should be able to hold this.
Yeah, and if he does, MMA has 7 Marines mining minerals right now. So he's going to be in good shape.
All right, here we go. Huck moving in. The Zealots are in the back, though. Not the best position for that.
On the tank.
Trying to focus on the tank.
Yes.
The Zealots surrounding it. I think Huck might be able to hold this. He's getting solo on Stalkers.
He's trying to pick off those Banshees so he can fight with probes, but he's not having an easy time of it. He's controlling those Banshees pretty well.
Yeah.
If he holds this, he's going to win the game. MMA is pretty much all in on this.
Yeah,
he's got no minerals mining basically right now, just barely enough to keep producing a few units. And Huck, with a 4th gateway up now, a 5th gateway up now, is probably going to be able to put out enough units to hold this, I'm thinking.
Yep, this is more traditional Huck style, going for the mass gateway pressure. Losing a Stalker there, though. He needs every Stalker to hold off against those Banshees. He is so lucky that MMA did not get cloaked.
That Siege tank has control of the ramp, so he actually can't walk up that ramp to get the Banshees without
losing some probes and almost taking down a Banshee right now. Huck in dire straits. He needs to hold this off.
Yeah, bunker being built at the bottom of the ramp, though. That is hardcore. MMA is really putting the pressure on here. Huck trying so hard. He keeps chrono boosting every opportunity on his warp case to get as many units out as possible. He's got a lot of Zealots on the right, though.
Yep.
Oh, I like this move. Pylon on the right. But MMA is going to go in and try to do some more damage.
And that Banshee going down. That is huge. Here come the Zealots. Force fields blocking up some of the Marines so the Zealots can get in and attack them, but the Siege tanks in the back doing so much damage, as well as the bunker. The bunker does go down, and now without vision on the high ground, Huck can take out the tanks. Oh, but a scan going down from MMA. Huck again thwarted.
Yeah, he's still got 1 scan left just in case. He can't really afford to drop mules at this point because he needs that high ground vision now. And he's going to get that tank before it sieges. He's getting some Marines.
He's not focusing it.
Oh, gets the tank.
1.
Zealots are going to charge in and take some damage. Huck is so close to holding this.
Yeah, and MMA so far down on supply, 40 to 67 right now. If Huck can hold this, he's going to win the game. I think he's looking pretty good right now.
And there's the Zealots trying to target down the tank with the Stalkers. The Zealots charging it as well. He picks off one tank, only one tank left. Zealot's still alive, and it looks like Huck is going to hold off this attack, and he may take game one.
All those Marines at such low health right now. I think Huck is in a fantastic position. Needs to be a little bit careful, of course, as there is another Banshee and a tank coming in, but looking okay right now. Losing a Stalker, though. Things are still tense. But MMA is going to run out of minerals pretty soon.
Yeah, it's amazing that MMA has been able to put up this much pressure with almost no minerals incoming. And here he comes in, he's going to try and snipe another tank. Gets the tank, and the Zealots are going to clean up this time. There is no follow-up to that attack, and Huck is going to win game one.
Wow.
MMA leaving the game with the GG.
Look at that. Liquid Huck.
Liquid Huck. Hopefully,
and,
you know, he told me before the game today that he was feeling nervous.
Yeah, he looked a little bit nervous.
And hopefully that calms his nerves down a little bit, saying, okay, you know what? I can win this. I'm one game up.
Yeah.
Give him some confidence, hopefully.
Yeah, well, that'll really give you a lot of confidence to hold off something like that, where it's so close when you win a game like that. You feel so good. You're like, yes, I did it. I executed everything properly. Held off the game.
Yeah.
So now, that will give Huck a lot of confidence. And now MMA has lost 3 games in a row. So that's not too good for the confidence. Yeah. I mean, MMA is still a very good Terran player. He could come back, but we'll have to see. All the foreign players are rooting for Huck. I have to admit, I like MMA a lot. He's a really nice guy, but I'm kind of rooting for Huck a little bit myself as well.
Yep.
See what happens.
I mean,
map.
Jinro, of course, has been dropped down the Code A for the season, unfortunately. So Huck is the last hope for the foreigners. So we're all rooting for him to get into Code S, so we can have a member of a non-Korean team in Code S still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's looking good here. Excellent crisis management in that game. Even though there's a lot of pressure, Banshees everywhere, tanks, bunkers, everything, held it off. Let's see if he can do the same in Game 2 on Terminus.